You said what's a woman?
No,
a woman is a gender.
Biological
and gender
female.
is complicated.
No,
gender is a spectrum.
It's not complicated. A woman is a biological
gender a spectrum? Is it that binary?
Do you think people are born male and female?
Not necessarily.
Oh, for God's sake.
I think it's more complicated.
It's not more complicated, Zack.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know I said yesterday that I was slowing down for a couple of weeks with the content just to regain some energy, but I tell you now, when I see this stuff, not only do I lose brain cells, but I've got to turn on the camera, the microphone, and show you guys just how woke some politicians are within the UK. Piers Morgan just had a debate on his show with Green Party leader Zack Polanski. Now, for any Americans watching right now wondering what the Green Party is all about, they're essentially a bunch of leftists who are as woke as you can get, and you're gonna see that later on in this video, I can guarantee you of that one. But they go on to talk about a few issues going on, from the Israel-Palestine situation, free speech, to the LGBTQ community, specifically the trans community. And it's that last part there that is going viral, because Zack Polanski was asked this on live TV. Piers Morgan asked Green Party leader Zack Polanski whether a woman can have a schlong, and what do you think he said in response to that question? Well, he didn't say no, did he? Oh, no. He sat there and he said, women can have a schlong. The hot dog without the bun. Now remember, this is a leader of a political party in Britain. Somebody we're told we have to take seriously. Yet he seriously sat there and said, oh, women could have a schlong. Shut the front door. If you have that stance, you should be nowhere near politics. Nowhere near. Because that stance goes against truth, reality, common sense. And what's even worse, I can see it now. It's so clear to see, even Stevie Wonder can see it. When the election comes around, there are going to be people out there within this country, women, who will go ahead and vote for a party like this. Even though the leader of the party went on live TV and said, oh yeah, women could have a schlong. Mate, it tells you all you need to know about the state of this country, right? Left is right, up is down, and common sense, it gets harder to find. Now, we're going to get into this debate because a lot more was said, and it's been a while since we've reacted to a debate from Piers Morgan. It actually feels quite refreshing, but before we do get into it, ladies and gentlemen, if you could, man, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into it.
Should trans athletes be in women's sport?
Yes.
What?
If a trans athlete is a woman, then of course they should be in the sport that they're participating in.
But they're not a woman, they're a man.
Well, I think that's deeply offensive.
It's deeply offensive.
Men. They can call themselves trans women. I'll respect them. If they want to be called she or he, that's fine. I don't care. But what you can't have is biological males competing in women's sport. Everybody with half a brain knows this is completely outrageous, wrong, dangerous, as we saw in the Paris Olympics, where you had a boxer quitting after 40 seconds because she'd never been hit that hard in the ring by somebody it turns out has male chromosomes. And you want to be Prime Minister of this country. Well, maybe you don't, we're not sure. But either way, you want to lead a party in this country that thinks that's fine.
I'm glad that you think this is the #1 issue when I actually want to talk about the cost of living crisis and inequality.
That's more important issue.
Let's talk about sports. Essentially, there is a whole spectrum of testosterone and estrogen, which you have in terms of people who are biological.
You're a man or woman, and men should not.
Well, I think that's the simplistic, stupid argument.
It's the simplistic, stupid argument, so we're calling facts a stupid argument. Really. So apparently you say a man's a man, a woman's a woman. That's stupid to these people. Are we on the same planet right now? Do these people... A leader of a political party who thinks trans athletes should be in women's sports just because, what, they say they're women? And yet these are the very same people who will sit there and look you in the eyes and go, oh yeah, we care about women's rights. Do you? Do you really, mate? Because as soon as a dude says, oh yeah, I'm a woman with his very deep voice, that's it. You don't care about women's rights because you want these people going into women's spaces. I mean, Piers Morgan's a lot nicer than me. You know, he sits there and says, if somebody wants to be called she or her, I do that, I don't care. Nah. You won't get that from me. I'm not going to be told to accept somebody's fantasy just so their feelings aren't hurt. That's how we got in this position in the very first place. Who would have thought this would be the debate we're having 10, 15 years ago? But here we are, in 2025, where our political leaders think that men can become women. And it gets worse.
If you're born a biological man and you want to identify as a trans woman, you'll have my full respect. You can have exactly the same rights.
You don't sound very respectful.
No,
Piers.
I do.
I've insulting.
I've always said
pretty insulting.
I want to have the exact same rights to fairness, equality, and safety as me. And you.
Do you know how many people in the country care about this when you poll them? Less than 1%.
Why is Donald Trump?
It's interesting that we talk about it so much. What's going on in there?
Why is Donald Trump?
Could it be that we're trying to distract from the wealth of multimillionaires and billionaires, the fact that people are homeless, the fact that people are struggling on the street by talking about trans people?
Honestly,
when they're more victims of the inequality
Zach,
itself.
do me a
We should be talking about the inequality.
You
not
should
this
be standing.
culture
If you want to
war
lead,
bollocks.
if you want to lead, you might think defending women's rights is bollocks.
No,
and I will
defending women's rights is really, really important, but we're not
clearly
defending
not.
women's rights
You don't
right
want
now.
to. You don't want to
We're
defend
in
them.
this silly culture war discussion that isn't defending
it's
women's
a
rights.
culture war.
It's a
women's
police
rights.
force who are institutionally misogynistic and sexist. Let's
Right.
have a conversation about that.
It's a different
That's about
issue.
women's rights. That's
Different
not
issue.
about trans rights.
Okay, but actually, you want to trample on women's rights in sport.
No, I don't at all.
You said you're fine with biological men competing in women's
Because
sport.
a trans woman is a woman, so I'm not trampling on their rights.
But the,
What I'm doing is
but the
defending their
UK
rights.
Supreme Court has established
Oh,
that a male
man,
is
oh,
a male
man.
and a female is a female.
This is how you destroy your political career.
Their job is to look at, yeah, of course they're wrong. Their
They're
job
wrong.
is to look at what's been legislated for. The legislation is wrong, and we should get better parliamentarians who actually stand by trans people.
Do you think a woman
recognise they're a marginalised group in this country who are being bullied by people like you, Piers,
I'm not a
with
bully.
wealth
No,
and
I'm not a
power,
bully. I stand
who
up
should
to
know
you.
better
Bully.
than to target these people
Oh,
rather than
shut up.
targeting
Shut
the
up.
actual problem in
Can
this
Can a
country.
woman have a penis?
Yes. It's going to take them a long time on the National
Okay.
Health Service to get rid of it. That's another separate
Okay,
problem.
all right. I think we'll leave it on a woman can have a penis. People can
I think you're lacking nuance and complexity about it.
I think you're lacking
You
common
couldn't have
sense,
been
mate.
clearer.
I'm clear because actually, when you want to
You
look
were
at the
crystal-
science,
You were crystal clear. Ask a
Yes.
simple question.
but you're
I can't
laughing at
believe
it,
what
which
I'm
I think
hearing.
I
demeans
think it's
trans people.
absolutely ridiculous.
What have you got against trans
response.
people? Why are you punching down? Why are you not saying
Nothing against
the real
trans
problem
people.
in
I've
this
already
country?
told you that I think trans
You
people.
sound like you
should-
have a huge problem with trans people.
No. It sounds to me like you don't understand what a woman is, which I think is a huge problem for someone leading a party in this country.
A woman is a gender.
Sorry?
You said, what's a woman?
No,
a woman is a gender.
biological
and gender
female.
is complicated.
No.
Gender is a
It's
spectrum.
not complicated. A woman is a
Is gender a
biological
spectrum?
female.
Is it that binary?
Do you
to
think people are born male and female?
Not necessarily.
Oh, for
actually.
God's sake.
I think it's more complicated than
It's
that.
not more complicated,
Well,
Zack.
it's not more complicated than that if you're a TV show host who wants to make it binary and ridiculous.
Zach, you're going to have
but
to
actually,
work
if you
this
want to
stuff
have a
out, mate, 'cause
nuanced
let me tell you.
conversation that actually reflects
You
science
know, when I asked you if you
and
want to be
information,
when I asked you if you want to be prime minister, there is not a cat in hell's chance of you ever becoming prime minister if you don't know what a woman is.
well, you'll see us going up in the polls. We're the most favourable party in London right now, so let's see about
Why do you
that.
start going out tomorrow with your big campaign that women can have penises?
I'm going to be
See
going
how you
out
get-
tomorrow with my
see
big
how you get
campaign
on.
about inequality in this country
Sure.
between the multimillionaires and billionaires and
When
working class
people see
communities
you
who are really
say to
suffering.
me, women have a penis,
Well, because you're
see how
trying
it
to
plays out.
distract from inequality, and actually, I
Not
think
really,
most people
just asking you
don't
questions.
care about the conversation.
If you
we've had.
want to be prime
they just
minister,
care about the fact they want to put food on the table. heat in
You
their
are a
homes,
fast
and that's
emerging.
trans people
You
as
are
well.
you are a fast emerging politician in this country. I'm perfectly entitled to ask you what you believe.
You're absolutely entitled,
And
and
you've
people are
been crystal
entitled to
clear
see the
what you believe.
ludicrousness of these questions, rather than tackling the inequality and the fact we're not funding our National Health Service, the fact we've got schools crumbling, the fact that people are struggling to put food on the table. That's what people are worried about, not trans people.
Okay. Actually, they're worried about women's rights.
I'm worried about women's rights too, but as I said, I offered several times to talk about the police force. I offered several times to talk about the inequality
No,
pay
you
gap.
want to talk about
I've
other
offered-
things. I get that.
I want to talk about women's rights. Let's have a conversation about women's rights,
just
but let's
did.
not talk about trans women specifically.
You think women have penises?
You had said to me, can a woman have a penis?
Yeah.
And I said, yes. So if they're transitioning,
But
for
it's
instance,
bull-
then
it's
of course a
bullshit.
woman can have a penis.
It's complete
When were you a
bullshit.
doctor or an expert in women's rights
The
or
UK Supreme
science?
Court has made it crystal clear.
But that's
what a
not the
woman is.
Supreme Court's job. The Supreme Court's
Help
job
me.
is to look at
Help me,
legislation
please.
and make a legal ruling.
Okay. So you know more than the Supreme Court.
Well, yes, actually, in this case, yes, I do.
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do, because my stances are based on feelings and emotion, which apparently now is facts.
Facts don't care about your feelings, mate. Men are men, women are women. Plain and simple. I cannot believe this is a political leader. I really can't. This is somebody that people are going to vote for. And by the way, if you vote for somebody like this, if you vote for a party that has these beliefs, that I'm sure care about climate change and all the other crap, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Seriously. Oh boy, I love this country. I really do. It's a lot of fun. Every day you wake up and there's something new going on. A new woke politician has said something stupid, and here we are today with the leader of the Green Party saying not only should trans athletes be in women's sports, it's deeply offensive to say that people are born as a biological male. He doesn't think people are born as male or female, and he thinks women can have a schlong. I think it's perfect time to end the video. Because I don't know what else to say, ladies and gentlemen. I really don't. Leave your thoughts down below. What are your thoughts on the debate you just saw? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, share this video, but until next time, it has been your host JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out.